There is no UDA in Tiaty. There is no wheelbarrow in Tiaty. Yeah, we hear about it elsewhere, but it's not in. We don't know about it in Tiaty.
Okay, thank you very much. When it comes to national politics, let me start from Baringo. Let nobody lie to you kwamba Baringo kuna chama ingine. There is no any other party in Baringo. Baringo will be UDA, and all aspirants, all the aspirants for all positions. If you not be from UDA, you'll never see that seat. I can only say that you can exempt Tiaty. It's good to be honest. You can exempt Tiaty because that's where Kanu has been playing its politics. But
self-reliant. So I have a different approach. I've shared with you the different approach that I have. I want us to deal with issues right from that ground level.
You know, Baringo has made a decision, and I don't think somebody will reverse about the presidency. In fact, when you get these people, they are no longer talking about the president. The real elephant in the house now, not even so much of governorship, but the real elephant is in the MP seats.
Ni wakati wetu wa kupiga siasa kuleta uongozi mzuri Baringo County.
Well, good evening and welcome. This is Baringo News Live. We are coming to you live from to bring to you one of the mheshimiwas watarajiwa who are looking at vying for one of the seats in Baringo. And this is the platform, Know Your Aspirant, that gives you an opportunity to know who your leader is. Those leaders who have given their hand in politics and they are coming to look for the vote from you. And this is an opportunity for them to express themselves, get to give you, or rather to express who they are and also to outline their agenda. It is a 1 hour of conversation, and tonight we are privileged to have Mheshimiwa Mtarajiwa Penge. He is the MP aspirant for Baringo North constituency in Baringo County. And tonight we are keen to know what is his agenda for the people of Baringo North. But before that, should you have a question, should you have a comment, you can leave it on the comment section. We are live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. YouTube, Baringo News, YouTube, Ravine News, and the same names also for Baringo News and Ravine News on Facebook. Should you also want to send a message on WhatsApp, the number is 0799 030 030 0799 030 030. I'm your host Komen SK. Karibu sana. Mheshimiwa Penge, gives you an opportunity kujieleza kama mbunge mtarajiwa wa Baringo North. Lakini kwanza, most people are asking themselves, huyu Penge ni nani?
Kwanza nashukuru kwa fursa hii. Na pia ningependa kusalamia watazamaji amjambo. Na nashukuru kwa fursa hii ambayo mmenipatia ili watu wajue Penge ni nani. Penge ni mbunge mtarajiwa. Penge ni kwa sasa ni kiongozi wa walimu katika chama cha KUPPET. Ni mzaliwa wa Baringo North, mahali inaitwa Kapkombe ambayo iko Simon Ward, na kwa sasa ni naomba kura ya kuwa mbunge wa Baringo North.
Well, it is not your first time to vie. At what point umesema umekuwa kiongozi wa walimu? You've been I believe KUPPET, Kenya Union of Post Primary Teachers Union.
Yes.
Umekuwa mwalimu. You've been a teacher. Maybe you can give us your journey since the time you were a teacher to where you are before we get into the politics of the day.
Kwanza mimi ni mwalimu na najivunia kuwa mwalimu. Mimi ni mwalimu wa Kiswahili na muziki. Na nimefundisha katika shule ya upili ya Kabarnet High School. Na baada ya Kabarnet High School nikafundisha katika chuo cha walimu cha Baringo Moi Teachers Training College ambayo iko Seretunin. na baada ya hiyo ndio nikachaguliwa na walimu kuwakilisha kwanza kutoka gatuzi la Baringo. Na baada ya hiyo wakanichagua pia walimu ambao walikuwa wamechaguliwa as delegates kutoka counties tofauti, wakanichagua kuwa mwakilishi wa walimu wanafundisha kwenye vyuo vya kadri na taasisi.
Bas, Kiswahili kidogo inaanza kunipotelea, but we'll try to to flow. Yes. When you said you teach music and Kiswahili, that's when I got to understand why. There's one of the viewers when we posted the poster advertising this conversation.
Yes.
One of them said that ensure that Penge plays the guitar during the show.
Yes.
Maybe if we find time, we'll
play a song together. We'll sing a song.
Yeah, people are already beginning to give their thoughts on this conversation. I can see CK Clark, you're tuned in from Kiambu County. Peter Rotich, kumbe ni wewe.
Yes.
Now they know who you are. Ishmael Ngetich is saying tuned in at Tiati West, Chemolingot.
Yes.
So you even have voters in Chemolingot?
It's our neighboring sub-county. And many of our people from Baringo North work in Tiati, Chemolingot and Churo.
Lawi Kuonyike anasema Penge tano fresh.
Yes.
Toloin, asante sana mheshimiwa, you have my full support.
Asante sana.
Festus Mutai anasema Penge is the incoming MP for Baringo North.
Asante sana.
Now, maybe you can tell us the transition between your teaching. At what point are you still teaching? Are you still teaching in a classroom right now?
Right now, I'm on full-time service to teachers as a national secretary for tertiary institutions in Pokot. I'm still an employee of Teacher Service Commission, but I'm seconded to represent teachers. So currently, I'm just doing office work, fully office work, because it's a national duty and it's a national position.
Yeah.
So to mix it up with classroom teaching, it's almost impossible.
Wow. And this position that you are holding, the Secretary General for Pokot, is it a national position? Is it a county position? Or how did you get to that position?
When I was a member of KNUT up to 2006.
Kenya National Union of Teachers.
And I was even a school representative. And I was at one time a delegate. I remember that was even when Soshon was elected into national leadership of KNUT. And then after that, when now the idea came up, especially in Baringo,
earlier on, I am a member of a SACCO. Yes, and we also have SACCOs
which position were you vying?
I was vying for treasurer in the branch, in Baringo branch.
Yeah.
And I remember that time we were contesting against, I was contesting against a lady who was teaching at Penge Girls. And that time, there was a chairman who was a gentleman, there was a secretary
who were running for secretary's position were gentlemen, and now I was a gentleman running against a lady as a treasurer, and I'm telling you it was an uphill task. So that also I took it positively, because that also showed that teachers of Baringo also ensured that there was gender parity.
Yeah, I'm asking that because you've also vied for the MP, not for the first time. This would be your second time.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
And looking at how you vied before, haukushinda in Kupet, and
yes.
later you got to be elected, and right now you're serving at the national level.
Yes.
Are you keeping the faith that you would get?
I keep the faith. You know, in the elections are elections, and sometimes it may favor you, sometimes it does not favor you. And when it favors you, that means that it's your time.
Yeah.
But when it does not favor you, it does not mean that you are not up to the task. Not be affected by the most important thing now is what the vision you have and the attitude you have towards an election. Na Waswahili wanasema asiyekubali kushindwa si mshindani. So 2017 I contested, and I go to the villages, I go to the people in Baringo North. I told them no, I understood. I came in, sold my agenda, but you saw that that time was not mine. Na wakaniambia hii uko sawa, lakini wakaniambia hii kunakuwa show up. Ilikuwa tunajionyesha. That means they received me, they told me Penge uko sawa, lakini one thing they did not tell me, but wale waliniambia tu baada ya elections, hiyo chama ulitumia Penge.
Which party did you use last time? Was it
in 2017? Yeah, Maendeleo chap. Yes.
Well, so now you're saying by losing doesn't mean that your vision has diminished. What informs, or rather, why are you vying for this seat in Baringo North?
I am vying because we realize that there are a lot of issues, there are a lot of things that need to be done in the society. And being a national leader of a union of Kupet standing has enabled me to travel within the country and also to other countries within the globe. And I find that we still have a lot of things that need to be done, especially in Baringo North, where I come from. And I feel that if I'm given the chance to become the MP for Baringo North, I feel that I can make a contribution.
Yeah.
And I'm not vying just because I want to remove someone or someone has failed to do one or two. No, I'm vying because I have a vision. I believe that the leaders who have been there, and even the current leaders who are there in their position, they have tried. But there is time for everything, time for everyone. And I believe that when I believe this is my time, this 2022. And when I will get that opportunity, which I believe I will get, I will make a difference in the lives of the people of Baringo North.
And that answers the question I had. What is your confidence like when it comes to vying for this seat? And of course, you're going on UDA.
Yes.
We've seen you do a lot of UDA related activities, and that sounds like you're already confident that mambo iko sawa.
Yes.
Ground iko vipi sahi?
Ground iko,
because Baringo North is not a small constituency.
It is not.
It has about 200 polling stations and 5 wards, is it?
Yeah, for 5 wards.
So umejipanga vipi?
And ground sahi nashukuru because I've one thing which 2017 I was an entrant into the politics of Baringo North, especially Baringo County.
Yeah.
As I have just told you, maybe it was not my time. I didn't get the vote. I didn't win, but I came back with lessons. Number one, being close to the people counts. When you're close to the people, you understand them. You understand the environment that they live in. You understand even their perceptions. You even get to know what they want out of a leader. And that is what I've been doing, being close with them and actually working with them, doing things with them, going to church with them, and sharing even in various activities. There have been fundraising, capacity building, functions that the people have, and been able to interact with them. And one thing that, of course, I come from a village.
Yeah.
Mimi natoka mahali inaitwa
Kombe.
Kabarnet village. Na hapo, that, you know, the way that's where I grew, and I understand that, you know, the topography and the villages that we come from in Baringo North.
Yeah.
And this time, as I told you last time, I was in Maendeleo chap. Na watu walikuwa wanasema hapa, they didn't relate.
So the first lesson was being closer to the people.
Yeah, being closer to the people.
The second one is being in the correct party.
Being in the correct party. And watu wa Baringo North wakipenda mtu wa uko juu, wanataka pia viongozi wale wako mashinani wakuwe na network ya mtu yule wanataka kufanya kazi na yeye kama rais. Yes. So watu ya Baringo North wamekwisha tambua naibu wa rais William Ruto kama rais yao, yule kiongozi wao, na wanamthamini na wanampenda. Na kwangu mimi pia nasema, kwa sababu mimi pia ninamjua naibu wa rais kama kiongozi wa walimu, pia nimewahi kutangamana naye. Nilikuwa katika shughuli za kutetea walimu, tumekutana na nimeona kwamba kiongozi aliye na maono kwa nchi yetu, kwa hasa wanaasla, yule ambaye anataka tufikirie hasa wale ambao wako chini, ambao wako kwenye mashinani. Nikafurahia, hata mimi nikasema ningependa kufanya kazi na naibu wa rais, na hiyo ndio ikanifanya sasa, wakati chama cha UDA kilipoundwa, mimi nikafurahia, nikaipenda na nikajiunga nayo kwa 30 ile nisema, alafu nikaisupport. Number one, I supported the party by asking all the people who support Penge and are supporting William Samoei Ruto. I mobilized them to register into the party. So we've reached some place, and up to now, my team, we've a team of youth wale wako IT compliant. Tumekutana nao, alafu nikawapatia kazi ya kuandikisha watu kuwa wanachama wa UDA.
So right now Baringo North uko na wanachama wangapi UDA?
Iko na wanachama 12,000. Kuna wale kwenye 12,000, kuna wale ambao wameingia kwa system ambao ni 6,000, na wale ambao bado wanaingizwa kwa system ya ili ku-reflect kwa hii office of ORPP.
Yeah.
Ni nusu yake pia 6,000.
Registrar of Political Parties.
Registrar of Political Parties.
Well, I think you're doing a good job to build the party, and at the end of the day, it's about the loyalty, really.
Yes,
so if you're involved in building a house, I'm sure there'll be a room somewhere that will be utakuwa umejitengea pia.
Kabisa.
That is what you're trying to build in Baringo North right now.
Yes.
Well, you've said
apart from that, SK, you know, when we join a party, we strongly confirm to the people, and even our activities should show that we really value this party and we want to contribute, we want to build it. One of the things that we've done is also assist in having more offices for the party. You know, we have a constituency party, we have Baringo, the party offices in the sub-county. We have a county office. But right now we want to decentralize also and have more offices, UDA.
At the grassroots.
At the grassroots. Yesterday we just had an office which is now being worked on, and we will soon have an office operating at Uasin. That's Kabarnet ward.
Yeah.
Very soon, we will be having another office at a place called Sibilo in Saimosoi.
And all these, you're using your resources to set them up?
Yes, and we team up with supporters of the party and of Penge.
All right. Yes. We wish you well in that quest of building the party.
Thank you.
Everyone is asking, what is your agenda as the next MP for Baringo North, should you be elected?
Yes, my agenda, as I said, there are quite a number of things that need to be done to improve our people, to the quality of life, and the way our villages are, the way our constituencies are. And I'm talking of Baringo North. One, I want to say that I'm in the Asla Nation movement. And one of the things that our party leader has identified is that there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor, the haves and have-nots. And in Baringo North, there is a yawning disparity. Then our people, and one of the things that I want to do in Baringo North is to ensure that we empower our people. Kikuta watu wengi katika Baringo North, hali ya uchumi iko chini. Kiwango iko chini kabisa. Where we have to do the rate of fundraising, which is still okay. Watu lazima wakutane na kusaidiana. The number of fundraisings in our constituency shows that there is something that needs to be done. That means mapato ya watu wengi iko chini. So one thing which is my dream about Baringo North is to empower people, to assist people, so that at the end of the day they have something they put in their pockets. And I think that I want to align that vision to the bottom-up approach that we have as members of UDA and Pesa Mpukoni from our partners.
And how are you planning to empower these people?
One, that we want to first assist our people. There are all people are very enterprising. They can, when they decide to do business, they do it seriously. And most of the time they do it, but with a lot of struggle. Hawachasaidiwa kuinuka hata katika biashara yao. Many of them have a lot of business ideas, lakini hawana capital. Vijana wengi wako na ujuzi mbalimbali. Kuna carpenters, kuna hata wale wanaweza shona nguo kutumia jirani. Kuna jana nilikutana na kijana kule Uasin, hako na skill ya welding. Lakini hana machine, hajasaidiwa. Kuna wale ambao wangependa hata kuanza biashara ya kinyozi, saloon, biashara mbalimbali ambayo inahitaji ujuzi, lakini hawajapata mtu ya kuinua hawa. Na mimi nikiwa mfuasi wa naibu rais, kama naibu rais anafanya kule juu kama number 1 001 Kenya, hata mimi ningependa kuwa asla 001 ya Baringo North, nisaidie watu. Yes, na ninafurahia nikiona mtu anapata kipato kila siku kwa sababu ya chinzi Penge amemsaidia kupata capital ama vifaa ambavyo anahitaji. Hiyo ninafurahia sana, because that takes food to the table in the evening mtu akisha fanya kazi.
And that may be on the general uplifting of the economy among the people.
Yes.
What other agenda do you have for these people? I know we could see posters. You are launching your campaign officially tomorrow, but maybe you can just highlight vile vipengee vya manifesto yako.
Yes.
Ndio watu pia wenye wanatufuata wanatutazama wakati huu waweze kufuatilia.
Yes, it is true. I'll be launching my campaign tomorrow. And as I've said, we will have the issue of empowerment. As the MP for Baringo North, you know, the main duty, member of parliament, is legislation. I understand the job that I'm asking, and it's about making laws. And one is that when I go to parliament, I'll ensure that I contribute in motions and also making bills, or writing bills that will go into enhancing a business environment for the people of Baringo North, giving a good environment for the people of Baringo North. There are quite a number of issues that need to really be legislated so that our people become very comfortable. There are basic things that our people are struggling to have right now. One of them is food security. So, sai SK, kuna familia wanalala njaa Baringo North kwa sababu hakuna chakula, na pia environment ya kilimo inakuwa ngumu. Kupata fertilizer, kupata mbegu, kupata and people being assisted even in irrigation. Our people need to be assisted. One, wapate environment mzuri ya kufanya farming, wasaidiwe so that farm inputs kuja chini. And you see, you know, one thing that I have really admired and understood about our people of Baringo North is that they really work. They are, wale wanaamua kuenda shamba sahi wako ile inaitwa kwa kale epwa, wanaenda wana clearing the farm, yes, na kutengeneza. And if you look at even the farms that they do that, ile iko na mawe, the topography, lakini wanaenda huko wanatengeneza vizuri, wanapanda wimbi,
and they manage to feed their family.
Yes. At the end of they will be harvesting after a serious struggle. So hao wanahitaji wasaidiwe, wapewe environment, hata kama ni kupewa mbegu, kupewa mbolea na kusaidiwa, especially there are areas that wakisaidiwa kuirrigate tutakuwa na vyakula Baringo North, especially Saimosoi. Wakisaidiwa kupata maji, kutengenezewa pipes ya maji where we have enough water, then our people will be able to irrigate na wapate vyakula, so that we don't only have to depend on rain-fed agriculture. Yes, so one of the most important thing, Baringo North kukiwa na maji ya kutosha, watu kutakuwa na chakula. And that is one thing which as the MP will also contribute with other leaders. Unajua uongozi kuwa MP, you don't do things on your own. You also have to work with the government of the day. You have to work with partners. You have to source for funds. You have to look for donors, both national and international, kusaidia watu. And there have been plans. And some of the things, the plans that have even delayed, ile ilikuwa imepangwa na si hii serikali, na hata serikali ambazo zimekuwa. We should have been having several dams in Baringo. One of it, ile hata nitasukuma together with other leaders. Kuna dam ile ilikuwa imepangwa na huko Berekei dam. And with many, of course, kuna ile water ponds ile inatakana itengenezwe, quite a number of them.
Well, I think that is well elaborated, and maybe should you have any other thing that you'd want to add, we'll come back to that when we are taking a break. But before we take a break, I wish to acknowledge those who are watching. Thank you for watching the program. Quite a number of you are watching and you're giving your thoughts. I can see a number of questions as well coming up, but I will take time to read them when we come back from the break. And before we take the break, you need to know that this program gives you an opportunity to know your leader in advance. At the moment, maybe you didn't know who Penge is, and right now you know a little bit of him and a highlight of what they want to do for the people of Baringo North. What are you learning from these leaders, and do you think this platform is helpful to you? Maybe that's what we imagine, but that's what we believe. also. So give us your thoughts as well. And at the same time, this program, Know Your Aspirant, is preceding a debate for the MPs, women reps, senators, and finally we'll do a gubernatorial debate a few days to the nominations. So as we take the break, let your questions come. We will come back and continue with the conversation on around the agenda of this Mheshimiwa Mtarajiwa, Sammy Chelanga, Penge Juu. Stay there. See you after 2 minutes. Welcome back. Thank you for staying there and not moving away from your phone or your computer or your screen, because for those who are watching on YouTube, you can play it on your screen and watch it at the comfort of your couch, your chair, your sofa, anytime, anywhere. And that is the advantage of the digital media. You can watch it on the go at any given point you are in. Well, we left for the break when we were discussing, or rather when Mheshimiwa Mtarajiwa Penge was giving us a highlight of his manifesto. But I'm sure everybody is asking themselves, Baringo North is one of the most affected by insecurity. And one of the latest incidents was the one which Yatia area was attacked. And the biggest person who suffered, or rather the person who suffered the biggest loss was a local administrator who is an assistant chief there. He lost over 200 goats. And I'm sure everybody is asking themselves, Bwana Penge, what plans do you have in sorting out this issue of insecurity in Baringo County, or rather Baringo North?
Security is a basic thing. It's a basic need. And when there's no security, we cannot even talk about development. And it is really disheartening, it is dismaying to see that the issue of insecurity has been a perennial issue in Baringo North and in Baringo South, and also in the parts of Elgeyo Marakwet.
Yeah.
Security is supposed to be a national government issue, that the national government must guarantee security for its people. My heart goes out to the people who have been affected for years. In Baringo North, Baringo South, and even Elgeyo Marakwet, we feel it. And the people of Yatia and other parts which have been affected by insecurity, their lives have been, they have gone through tough times, where they just have to move their property, their cattle is stolen, and we've lost quite a number of people through this insecurity. And as a leader, number one, we have to be responsible when dealing with this issue of insecurity. I've been telling people, quite a few people were, there's huge temptation to politicize the issue of security. So security, it's criminal for one to go and rob people of their cattle. And one thing which, as an MP aspirant, and God willing, I'll be the MP of Baringo North, I will ensure that there are laws that must criminalize banditry in the country. We have Pokot are our neighbors. We have no issue with them, but there are criminal elements among them. And one thing that the laws need to be done is that banditry and robbery with violence, they have no difference.
Should be classified.
It should be classified the same way.
Yeah.
It is no longer a cultural thing. We are in the 21st century.
And do you think the law sorts that out the same way, or there's something that needs to be legislated?
But it should be legislated.
So if today...
It should be legislated and should be done carefully, because neighbors must coexist, and neighbors must stay with each other the way neighbors are required to. The ideal bit is that when there is a conflict, it must the first step is to find a solution within among the people that are involved.
Yeah.
But right now, when it has reached a level where bandits go with guns and just cause mayhem and fear and despair in the villages, that is unacceptable.
So when you say you want to legislate, what aspects of legislation would you want to look at, aside from just the gun ownership?
One,
or the criminality that comes with people owning guns and using them in the wrong way?
One, I support the disarmament. The people who own guns illegally, they must be disarmed.
Yeah.
And I support the government moves. The operations that are undertaken by government to disarm bandits must be done, and must be done very well. So ile tu ya kupitia juu, it should not be a PR exercise.
And
must be done very well. And also, if that is not done, then the government should guarantee proper security, because there are people who own guns in the villages there. It's illegal, which should not be tolerated by a government and anyone who wants people to live together in harmony. Hata kama kuna mifugo, people must respect other people's property.
You know, the primary role of the government when it comes to issue security is to protect the citizens and their property.
Yes.
So here, people are getting affected. They get to be harmed.
Yes.
Some get to lose their loved ones.
Yes.
And some even lose their only source of livelihood. Mara nyingi ni hao ng'ombe na mbuzi wenye wanaibiwa. So here you've lost a loved one, you're losing property. So what kind of legislation are you looking at to sort out these losses that people are suffering? Yet the role of the government is to protect these people and their property.
Number one is to, as I said, cattle rustling and banditry must be classified the same way as armed robbery. Number two, the government whose duty is supposed to guarantee security must compensate these people who lose their livestock, who lose their loved ones. You know, you cannot get back another relative or a loved one. But there should be a way in which these people also should know that the government is with them. Up to now, the way things are, the people are on their own.
See, there's something quite unique in Kenya. About 6 months ago, the CS for tourism was in Lake Baringo, unveiling a compensation kitty for people who have been harmed by wildlife. So ukiumwa na nyoka, you are compensated. Lakini ukipigwa risasi na binadamu wenzako, nobody within the government really cares. And I think that your thought of bringing a legislation that makes, or rather compels, the government to compensate these people is a good thing.
Yes, yes.
In Baringo South, where I come from, there are so many people who have been displaced from Arabal. And they live, some of them are our neighbors.
Yes.
So right now we are competing for the little resources that are there. These people don't have a place to stay. And if you're to visit Arabal, you can imagine how fertile that place is. Unapanda mahindi bila mbolea and they grow. you harvest them quite well.
Yes.
Nyasi, very nice. So these people who are highly affected, the compensation bit, I feel it is a key thing that needs to be addressed.
Yes.
And I'm speaking now as a resident of Baringo County.
Yes, there must be compensation, and also we should look for a lasting solution for
and
this
I think from your end now,
yes,
aside from legislating, the clarity on how you'd want to compel the government. You see the way they say maybe when you lose one hand, if you're bitten by a crocodile, there's a certain amount.
Yes, there's a certain amount that you, yes.
So I don't know, what plans do you have when it comes to ensuring that even the compensation span, the time that it takes to compensate people, and also the amount that people are given to be compensated. I don't know what plans you have to ensuring that that is also sorted out.
It should be commensurate to the inconvenience and the pain that the people have gone through. You know, the compensation is not just we want them to be compensated, but we want a lasting solution, because you might lose your livestock today, or really on a loved one, you are compensated, but you must be, even when you are compensated, you must be assured that the same will not happen again. And this issue of people displacing others so that they get pasture or they get a place where to stay is not supposed to be happening at the moment. The other day we just had a case between Kenya and Somalia on our borders, and I think that the same thing should even come to our country and our constituencies, and we want the government to demarcate and show us the boundaries and give us title deeds. Kama ni Baringo North ama Baringo South, wapewe title deed yao, waambiwe kufika hapa ni Baringo North, anakupika pande ile inakuwa Tiati, wewe pande hii ni Baringo South, na mtu ukiencroach lazima upewe barua na authorities. Kama mtu anatakana kutafuta pasture to a neighboring sub county, you must get a permit.
Otherwise it becomes a trespass, case of trespass.
So I think there must be proper demarcation, na watu wapewe deed yao ya kuonyesha hiyo ni nchi yao. How comes mtu anakuja kutoka nchi yake, anakuja kukufamia, anakufukuza, alafu anaona hapa? Hapana. We want to put to stop the expansionist mentality of some of our neighbors.
Well, what is your comment about the move by Dr. Fred Matiang'i, the CS for Interior? He made a decree that, or rather he approved or recommended that 2 locations that was set up by one government in a place called Mukutani in Baringo South. He said now that there's a conflict between the two, there's a place where there are 2 chiefs, headed by 2 chiefs, one from Tiati and another one from Baringo South. The location that is allocated to one chief is called Makutano, the other one is Mukutani. Do you think
is the same locality?
What is your comment on some of the errors made by the government on this issue of insecurity? Because here the MP from the other side will say hapa ni kwangu, the MP from this side will say hapa ni kwangu. And I'm asking that in line with the bit of the proper demarcation of the boundaries of each constituency.
That's important, and you see, if the government officials, those who are in charge, especially of interior, because they try as much as possible, but they should also know the ground. When they are appointing chiefs or assistant chiefs, they must know the boundaries of these people, so that it is in the attempt of appointing someone to a location where there is already a chief, you know, that creates a conflict, and we may not actually engage in blame game there, but we just ask the government to know, the government authorities to know the villages, to know where this our communities and how people stay together. And the best thing, homegrown solutions are the best. We cannot wait for someone in Nairobi to come and give solutions on the ground. The best solutions are gotten from those wazees in the villages. And these people have stayed for all these years together. Kwa nini sahi tunaanza kusozana hivi? Yes.
Well, I think that has been quite elaborate, especially coming out strongly is a bit of legislation. And anyone in Baringo is wishing to see this come to an end.
Yes.
So when you say you want to have a lasting solution, aside from the demarcation and ensuring that before you cross over to someone else's farm or land, you need to produce a permit or something like that.
Yes.
How else do you think we can sort out this issue of insecurity to finality?
Now, as I said as I began, we must remove the political element, the element of politics and where people want to get popularity through the wrong address of this issue of insecurity. We must engage in the dialogue. We must also, in our attempts to even become popular, we must not politicize the issue of security. And one thing which I feel must be done is that the people who are vulnerable have been on this side of the Tugen, and it's in Baringo South and in Baringo North. And I feel that these people must be assisted so that they even get home guards. Yes. The KPR,
the National Police
Service.
Yes.
Yes, and the government assists them because when a bandit knows that the people they are invading are harmless, they are helpless, then they will just come and have a field day in our home states. So the government must facilitate this, and they must do it fairly. If it's having KPR, the people, every area must be facilitated. They must be given these KPRs. Yes. So if you want peace, you must also prepare. So we must have these people, because this bandits strike at any time. And there must be people who take care of the communities, they take care of the villages.
Yeah, and of course that's why we do have police.
And it must be provided by the government.
Exactly.
So I want to say the issue of even asking for pay bill or to do what as no, that is I find that irresponsible. It is a government duty.
Yeah.
Yes, because we must have people who are legally allowed, people who are of course allowed by law to use guns. Yeah.
You know, in Kalenjin there's a saying that that goes, maybe I translated, I don't know if it will make sense. When you have a weapon, if it doesn't isiposkika, then haitatulia. So for those who are owning them illegally, you're sure that even when insecurity is never there, that weapon will be used to do something else. Well, let me go to the questions from people who are coming to us on the comments section. Alex Kimechwa anasema Kabartonjo, the headquarters of Baringo North, lacks basic things like water. What is your plan to ensure that the town is supplied with sufficient water? Maybe I'll read all of them, then we'll pick up each one of them. Ask Mheshimiwa Chelanga if he's supporting the issue of bringing up KPR. I think you've sorted that out. So generally, Kangwon, you've had Mheshimiwa supports proper security of the people through maybe deployment of national police reservists. So maybe you can handle that bit of water in Kabartonjo before I go to something else.
Yes, and thank you. The issue of water in Kabartonjo is it has been quite an issue which needs to be addressed urgently, because Kabartonjo town is growing, And as it grows, the population grows, there's need for water, sanitation, proper sanitation in Kabartonjo. And that's a town which now needs to be modernized. And one thing that is very essential is water. One is, as an incoming MP, I'll ensure that Girdam Phase 2 water project. Hii maji ya Girdam ni mingi na ina serve Kabarnet, na hata kiwekwa hiyo Phase 2, hiyo maji ifika Kabartonjo, there'll be enough water. Also, last time SK, my former party leader promised that the sub-counties which manage to, the constituencies which give Maendeleo Chap an MP, they would be given a water, the drilling machine. That is one thing which even motivated me to work to choose that party at that time. And one thing which I want to promise the people of Baringo North, we will allocate some of the CDF funds to get a water drilling machine, so that we can also get the machine from donors. Sio lazima tutumie pesa tu. There are organizations which assist people to get water. So with that one of Kabartonjo, I believe tukipata hiyo Phase 2, it was sort out the issue of water problems, the water shortage in Kabartonjo. Alafu your water drilling machine, and then we even assist people to harvest rain water. Na maji mingi inaenda kwa Kericho River.
Well, you mentioned something about the promise by Maendeleo Chap, and I think we have an MP in Baringo Central. Alipewa yake?
I'm not aware. Yeah. But I'm not aware. I'll find out from you. I'll find out, because but these are things which sometimes they say it's said and done. But I want to say, and I want to be an MP who means his words. Yes, who says, promises. Sasa so niko na William Ruto, the DP, the 5th president, God willing. Yule anasema ni kusema na kutenda. Na hata Penge anasema na haya mambo nitafuatilia, nitahakikisha nitatenda. Chinzi ninafanya mambo ile nimeahidi watu kule Baringo North. Yes.
Well, to the bit of mobilization, we are heading towards the end of our conversation. We see Baringo North as a constituency with quite a rich number of senior government officials. Among them is the former PS Segor, who resigned the other day, and quite a number of them who are in public service. We see a united Baringo North. I don't know, in your opinion right now, how is it, and how are you planning to bring these people together to even support your candidature? Because these are people, ni watu wako na usemi kwenye pale mashinani. How well have you mobilized these people?
One, I've been able to work with these people to assist the communities. We meet with them in various activities to assist in building of schools, assisting people in Baringo North. And I want to say it's a blessing for us to have people with such capacity, learned people who have been in government. And I want to say that most of these people we have worked very closely, and I have talked to them. One, they have to give me their vote, because if they have a vote, kule Baringo North. And I am glad to note that I have the support of most of these senior people, senior professionals also from Baringo North. And I promise them that I will not let them down.
And the fact that you are saying that you've been working with them before, I believe they will definitely give you their support. Anyway. Yes. Yeah, I was asking that because I could see someone is asking how you planning to bring them together, because they may be having a divergent opinion.
Yes. And actually, one of the things that we need to do in Baringo North, we have a lot of people with capacity, people who can even invest within the sub-county, and we have to bring these people together. I will engage professionals. I will talk to them. There are people who can even sponsor children. One of the things that we have to address in Baringo North when SK, ni mambo ya masomo. Education, it's not only about access, but we want our children to have quality education. And that, with also, I have an education background. I'm a professional teacher, and I'm an education philosopher. And we have to really assist our children to get the best education, both primary and secondary. Na kwa Baringo North, ningependa kuahidi watu wa Baringo North, na hasa wale ambao wanajua kwamba our children can do better than the way they are doing right now, kwamba Bwana Chelanga hii Penge atasaidia watoto kufanya vizuri katika mtihani yao ya darasa la 8. One thing, simple thing, which I've also seen work somewhere, lunch program kwa watoto wetu wa darasa la 7 na la 8. Sponsored, fully sponsored by CDF. That will become a reality.
School
yes, from September. From September this year. Kwa sababu nina imani nitakuwa MP.
We wish
tutakuwa tunapata watoto wetu wa kwa school wanarudi nyumbani lunch. Our candidates, mtu akishafika class 7 na class 8, wakati ni lunch time wanalishwa shuleni, wanafurahia. I will also work very closely with the teachers and motivate them. We have very good teachers in Baringo North, and I work very closely with them. They'll find an MP who will motivate them. Our teachers need to be motivated. And then the use of CDF. I will bring back the issue of prize giving. Maybe ilikuwa mambo ya wakati hiyo, lakini we have to recognize teachers and people who do well. And from my side, I've been doing before, even on my personal capacity, assisting people wale wanapita mtihani vizuri, kuwalipia karo, na hata kuwapatia motivation, hata kuwapatia shopping. I work with other teachers, with other teachers leaders, and in some counties kuna watoto wale wakipita mtihani let's say 350 wanafanywa shopping yote, na wengine wanasaidiwa hata kulipa school fees. But I want to say that when it comes to the use of CDF, especially bursary, tutahakikisha kwamba tunapeana kwa haki. We give to those who deserve. Okay.
Well, I think that bit of equitable distribution of resources is coming out clearly, and something unique. School feeding program for children, class 7, 8. The other day we saw the county government, it allocated about 14 million to feed ECD children. So they are the most vulnerable, and they are now, the candidate class requires even more support so that they can concentrate with their learning. Dalmas Chemete anasema, you are a true leader. Please, Mheshimiwa, address the issue of people living with disabilities. And someone else also is asking, what is your agenda for the youth in Baringo North and issues of employment?
Yes, let me start with the one for the youth, because I'm passionate about assisting our youth in Baringo North. Ukifika kwa villages mashinani, wale wanakukaribisha kule ni vijana, na vijana wakitunzwa vizuri, hata wakikukaribisha wanakukaribisha vizuri. Na hao vijana kwanza wanahitaji kiongozi yule anawakaribia na kuwasikiza. Mara nyingi vijana hawajawahi kusikizwa. Na pili, wanahitaji kupanuliwa akili zao. Most of our youth bado wamejiweka tu kwa wanasema kujiweka kwa box ama nini, inakukuna ya vile so we have to really get out of the box and or throw the box altogether and have our youth think about how they can progress in life. One, there is the issue of employment. Our youth right now, we don't go to school so that, because we go to school to get knowledge, but there were times when we were told, enda shule pita mzuri pate kazi, kuajiriwa kazi na serikali. Lakini kwa wakati huu, kwa sababu ya chinzi nchi iko, is that we must create jobs for our youth. and creating jobs, hiyo empowerment hiyo ya kusaidia watu ambao wako na talanta waanzishe business, starting workshops and enterprises na kusaidia hawa. And one thing which I want to do for the youth is to have IT centers in every ward. Nataka nikuwa na IT center Kabartonjo, nikuwa na IT center Barwesa, nikuwa na IT center kule Gede Kusalama na Batolimo, another one in Sibilo ama Kambia Samaki, so that our youth will also use their IT skills, so that they can do, there's a lot of jobs now in the internet when they so that's one of the things, even job applications. And na watu hata kufanya biashara ya photocopy hapo. Can you imagine some people have to travel over 30 kilometers ndio wapate photocopy ama printing services. We must have those things kwa ground. There's a friend of mine, a teacher, who has an enterprise in Barwesa. Na anasaidia watu huko. He teaches in Mombasa, but he's given me that it's a very brilliant idea. Kwamba tukianza hizi centers, many of the youth hata wakihitaji hizi services, hata kuapply kazi, they don't have even to go and pay. Hiyo inalipwa na MP through na kuwa supported na CDF. Vijana wapate hapo wazisumbuke hata kuapply jobs. And then I will do networking for our youth, kusaidia hawa ili wajue kuna opportunities mahali fulani, I will share with them. And those who I will have, hii MP kuwa na network ni mzuri sana. Ufanya kazi na serikali ile itakuwa wakati huo, na naamini itakuwa ni serikali ya Asla Nation, na tutasaidiana ili kuhakikisha hizi job opportunities zile zinatokea, vijana wetu wanasaidiwa kupata. Right now there are a lot of teachers who have graduated from teacher training colleges and universities na wana kazi. I will work with them na tutasaidiana nao. Hata kuingia kwa private institutions, kama ni kusaidia hao wapate network ya kupata permanent jobs, I will do my best. That's what I promise with the, but we will work closely with them. Tumekuwa tukifanya kazi nao, hata kununulia hawa mipira ya kandanda na kusaidia hawa kupata kits ya kuchezea. That also helps the youth, their minds to be okay. And that, by an SK, that has helped to reduce the level of alcoholism in most of our villages. Na tukiwa na tournament hapo, watu wanacheza mpira, maliza wanaenda kuoga na wanarelax nyumbani, wanasahau hata hiyo mambo ya kufikiria mambo ya keroro. Watafikiria they become busy. Yes, they become busy. Yeah. So I will stand with them and work with them, kwa sababu vijana wengi nasikia watu wengine wanasema ati watafungua rehabilitation centers. No, we just must first address why these people are into alcoholism. Wako na stress, and we must assist them.
Maybe a minute on the issue of people living with disabilities, and we go to something else.
Yes, and I want to be very inclusive in my representation, and I want to involve everyone. Kila mtu afeel uongozi. Wakati huo kufikia mwezi wa 8 tarehe 9, nataka kila mtu tukisha kuwa na sura ya constituency and the new leadership under Penge, I want to assure people with disability watakuwa karibu na mimi, watachangia katika kujenga Baringo North. Na most of these people are also business people. They are working, na tutawapatia priority when it comes to even contracts. Kama kuna mtu yule living with disability, we have to assist such people, to give them the contracts that are there, and it's possible. And one also to assist them, even get grants from the government, and working with other leaders also to assist those living with disability. Na kusaidia wale wako na enterprises, wasaidiwe hata wakipata soft loan even from the other organizations, that itakuwa nzuri. But I will work closely with them and listen to them.
Well, extending into the same issue of the vulnerable groups in the community, I'm seeing a question here from, I believe is the person in charge of Sunrise Children's Home. I believe you know.
I know.
It is a children's home in Kabarnet.
Yes.
And this person is giving data. He's saying that 70% of the children who are in that center are from Baringo North. Significant number of children at Sunrise Children's Home are from Baringo North. Please ask him what plans he has for such situations. And maybe it's unfortunate he didn't give us a reason as to why maybe the many children that are hosted in that children's home are from Baringo North. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, yes, that's a detail I'm learning from Sunrise Children's Home. I want to appreciate the appropriate and the management of Sunrise Children's Home. They are assisting. They are making a difference in children's lives, and in future those children will have a testimony.
Yeah.
And I say to that the management of Sunrise Children's Home, God bless you for that work. Those children may not have been enjoying the kind of care that they are getting from Sunrise Children's Home right now. And one, we have to find out, because we need to know why the number of 70% are from Baringo North. And that could be probably because there are quite a number of family conflicts, which are being also escalated through alcoholism. And we really have to find out. It's not clear. We have not been told why, but I'll make a visit.
And what would you, how do you assist such situations? Assume there are 50 children at the Sunrise Children's Home and any other children's home in Baringo, and there are some, let's say half of that number is from Baringo North. If you are an MP, what would you do? I believe that's what Barmasai is trying to ask here.
One, we have to assist those children and support such initiatives. And one, on a personal capacity, as a leader and someone who also cares about others, an MP should be able to do something as an individual. On my personal capacity, I should be able to assist those children in that facility. And two, to even see how we can allocate some funds to assist those children.
And I believe also that there was a time we were doing a fundraiser for one of the children who was in Tabagon Girls. So maybe you might also want to consider to allocate some mandatory CDF for the children who are in secondary school.
Yes, such children should be given priority in CDF bursary.
Well, ICT centers, the major parts of Baringo North, ukitembea huko network ngumu sana.
Yes.
So ICT center in the lowest part of Yatia, if it will be situated there, how are you planning to ensure that there is connectivity there?
One thing is that, we were discussing the issue of insecurity. Unajua hii mkora na hii watu wanakuja kuibia watu ng'ombe na kupiga watu risasi. Wanapenda mahali hakuna maendeleo. Na njia moja ya kuleta suluhisho ya kudumu kwa kuhusu hii mambo ya ukosefu wa usalama ni kuhakikisha kwamba kuna maendeleo. Na kwanza barabara zile zinafika kule Yatia. I'm happy the other day I was glad that the county government is doing a road ile inaelekea huko Yatia huko. And we should inaitwa hiyo barabara inaitwa Cap Gold kutoka Saraman kuteremka huko chini ukienda Rormoch. And one thing which I'm very sure, tukitengeneza barabara nzuri wakati zile zinawekwa lami na kutengeneza shule nzuri, institutions nzuri na kuweka network, au mkora huo watakuwa kusumbua watu.
So how you
wakati natakana sasa wakati kuna network, it will even they will also know that reporting and connection even of security operation will be done very fast. So issue a network, we are also dealing with the companies, these operators which are in business, and we tell them that there's a lot of business in Bartabwa. Whether it's not that they are losing a lot of business there. Na huko hata kule Kapkiamu chini huko kuna network, kuko Poi hakuna network, and we've been in consultation some of these companies, especially Safaricom, and the operations manager wa Rift Valley, he is working on the drawings, is doing some data, and very soon we will have network hiyo area ya Bartabu huko na mpaka Poi huko Kapkiamo huko chini, watu wapate network.
That would be encouraging also. Yes. And I think there's a pool of funds that are created, or rather there was an act that was passed. I think it was an act by within the Kenya, the Communications Authority. All the network providers, the telcos in Kenya, they put money into one basket, and they now decide where to set up
the masts.
The masts that will support network in those areas that have been disadvantaged. They call it Universal Service Fund. Maybe that's something you might want to find out. It's something I learned from a friend who is in that sector.
So I'm sure it is also in the interest of these providers to have many people have the coverage, where people are. And right now, everybody owns a phone. Almost everybody owns a phone, and they want to communicate, and this really will help.
Well, Mheshimiwa Mtarajiwa, it's been quite a lengthy conversation, but before we finish, hii jina Penge ilitoka?
Jina Penge nilirithi kutoka babangu mzazi, ambaye alikuwa mkereketwa wa seneta wa kwanza wa Baringo. Alikuwa anaitwa EU. Alikuwa na natoka ukula Ravine kwa Baringo North, lakini aliishi Ravine. Na babangu alikuwa agent mkubwa, alikuwa chief agent, na alikuwa anafanyia campaign. Wakati huo alikuwa anashindana na Mheshimiwa Chaboyo, na ilikuwa ni siasa kali, na slogan ya EU ilikuwa Penge Juu. So wakati huo Penge Juu, there was something that was actually EU alikuwa anasema he wants to, this is manifesto. Wakati huo hakukuwa na barabara, na walikuwa wanasema agenda yake kubwa ilikuwa ni kuclear na kutengeneza barabara, maendeleo ingie barabara, ni magari ya kuje, watu wachenge shule. Na hiyo inalingana hata na wakati huu, unajua kufungulia sasa Penge barabara ingie bunge, mambo mazuri maendeleo itaingia. So
and I'm asking that because I'm seeing quite a number of people are saying Penge Juu, and I think it was of interest of anybody who has not met you.
Yes, so Penge is a nickname, and it's also it has become it's a name. That's the name I'm using right now. And my official name is Sammy Chelanga Penge.
There are some MPs, leaders who are considering to put their names, or rather those aliases in their IDs. Watu wakienda kwa ballot box wataona Penge ama bado?
Yes, wataona Penge. Wataona Penge.
You've changed your name?
My name still remains, but I have added Penge.
Okay.
Yes, Penge is my other name.
So Mheshimiwa Penge is telling you that when you get to the ballot, hata ukiulizia hiyo jina, you will find it on the ballot. And Mheshimiwa, we can only wish you well.
Thank you very much.
I think you've put in a good strategy. And what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow I launch my campaign, officially launch my campaign, and tell the people of Baringo North of my agenda. I tell them here I am, and I want to tell them why I am. Why I think I'm the best person to take over as MP Baringo North.
Where is it happening?
It is happening at Kabarnet. Yes, at the chief's office.
Grounds at the chief's office. So you've heard Mheshimiwa Mtarajiwa Penge would be having a campaign and a manifesto launch. And that manifesto launch would be targeting to inform you, the people of Baringo North, to really get to understand what his agenda is. And even from us here, we were giving him a platform to get to express his interests, and based on what the comments and the conversations that from the people who are joining the conversation, of course, we can see you're getting to be engaged, and you are getting to be part of, or rather getting to understand what Penge stands for as a leader who is vying for the seat of Baringo North, and of course getting to also ask him questions that you feel they need to be asked. Now, tukimalizia,
Yes.
I posted the promo poster for this conversation, and somebody came to my inbox na kaniambia nikusalimie sana. Kasema mumekuwa na yeye missions na kanisa.
Yes, yes.
Is that true?
It is true.
Bado unaenda injili?
Yes, mimi ni nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu mimi ni Mkristo. Ni napenda Yesu. Yes, na mimi ni mshiriki wa kanisa la AIC. Na pia nashiriki na wale wa kutoka madhehebu mengine, wale wanapenda Yesu. Na ninafurahia hata kumtumikia Mungu.
Yeah.
Kwa when I find opportunity to worship, I worship with the people. You know, it's good to give God also nafasi yake.
And that is Kelvin
yes. Yeah. Kelvin Ayonga says
you called me specifically to deliver that message.
Yes.
And one of them told me ensure that Penge plays the guitar during the show. And interestingly, we found you with a guitar.
Yes, I always work with my guitar. I travel with my guitar.
We'll give you an opportunity to do that. Maybe before we close, when we will be closing, we'll give you an opportunity to interact with the guitar. We get to hear the tune that you have for us tonight. And from you, the viewers, I wish to inform you that it's been a pleasure having you in this conversation. Quite a number of people have been watching. Most of you have given your comments. I believe much of your comments have been read. That which we've not read, be assured that next time when you watch and you give your comment, we will be able to come to you. And for the questions that have been asked and have been answered, or that may not have been answered, tomorrow Mheshimiwa Mtarajiwa Penge would be launching his manifesto and campaign in Kabartonjo. That would be an opportunity as well. We hope you've learned much about Mheshimiwa Mtarajiwa Penge, who is, I can see, is already touching the strings there. And let me not take much of your time, because I'm sure you would want to hear the tune that you would be playing. This show gives you an opportunity to know your aspirant. It also gives the aspirant an opportunity to explain what their agenda is as they go into the election. And we also wish to give you the information that you require about these people, so that when you go to the ballot, you know who your leader, or rather whom you will be voting for. And as you vote, you will be knowing the kind of person you're voting for and what they will be promising to deliver to you, the people of Baringo North and any other constituency, and even the county at large. As I indicated earlier, these shows are a culmination of the debates that we are organizing. And the first debate would be that of Ravine constituency, which is coming up in less than 2 weeks to come. We'll be announcing to you the date. And we would also be having a media partner, aside from the digital platform. There are other media platforms, media houses that have expressed interest in airing that debate. So stay tuned, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, so you can get the details about the debate. Thank you. I've been your host, Komen SK. And maybe before we close, Penge, what are your final words for the people of Baringo North tonight?
One, I want to thank the people of Baringo North. Thank you for the reception of my candidature. When I go to the villages and I go to Baringo North sub-county, I find excited people. I find people who have aspirations, people who have a dream that, as you know, the challenges that they have will be solved. That people who believe that it is possible, na wanajua inawezekana kupata kiongozi ambaye anajali maslahi yao, kiongozi ambaye atawafanyia haki, kiongozi ambaye atawaambia ukweli. Na mimi mwenyewe ninathamini watu wa Baringo North, ninawapenda watu wa Baringo North, and even as I ask for the vote, I ask them to vote for me, to give me the opportunity, because this is something I will do with love and with the involvement of all people. So watu ya Baringo North, watu ambao wanapenda maendeleo, watu wacha Mungu, watu ambao wanajua kuchagua viongozi. Ningependa kuomba kwamba wakati huu, mwaka huu wa 2022, kwa kura ya mchujo, mimi naomba munipatie nipeperishe bendera ya UDA. Alafu kufika mwezi wa Agosti tarehe 9, munipatie hiyo nafasi ya kuwa mbunge yenu, na ninawahakikishia kwamba you will see a difference. You will see a difference in the leadership of Penge. Na kwa yote tunaweka Mungu mbele. Tunasema Mungu mbele, na kwa sababu Mungu wako mbele, mbele iko sawa na Penge. Hiyo ndio mimi naambia, na nashukuru kwa fursa hii. Asante kwa watazamaji wote. Asante pia kwa Baringo News na SK na crew yako yote. Ninashukuru sana. You wonderful people. You are assisting the people of Baringo North wapate information na pia wapate knowledge. And I welcome this initiative ya watu kujua their aspirants.
Asante
Thank
sana.
you very much.
We are also very grateful for heeding to our request. We met along the road, we sold you the idea, and here we are having this conversation.
Thank you very
and
much.
We are humbled also as a people, or rather the team at Baringo News. We are not two people. You can see a huge crew here, which is ensuring that you are getting the live feed in a good way. So tunashukuru sana. By appearing on this show, you are also telling other people that this could be the best way to get to have your agenda to be known out there. So tunashukuru sana.
Asante.
Now, this is your moment to display your guitar. Is it playing skills or what skills? Plugging or?
This is plucking. This is
so what
plucking.
what song or what tune would you want to play tonight?
I sing most of the songs that I sing are worship songs, church songs, and I want to appreciate some of my friends wale tulikuwa tunaenda missions now, kina Kelvin, na pia wale tulikuwa nao kwa camp ya youth camp kule Bartolimo, Kisii, Kabartonjo. Now there's the times I was also youth camp director, na nashukuru kwa hiyo fursa ya kumtumikia Mungu. And I like praising, I like singing, and I look forward to even having a band ya Baringo North huko. Na pia choirs za kanisa za Baringo North tutakuwa tuna support, so that even one of the days kwa constituency tutakuwa tuna choir day. Choir hapo wanathaminiwa na mbunge wao, wanasaidiwa kurekod na watu wajenge talanta zao. Hata wale individual musicians, most of them, and I've been supporting them, and I really want to appreciate. Kuna wale ambao wamenitungia tu, wamesema Penge, hii wimbo tunakutungia, hata wewe lipa tu ya studio, lakini hii wimbo tunakutungia.
Well,
nashukuru.
It's your time to display your skills and at the same time make your final presentation. And maybe as we close, from us, of course, the Baringo News team, the Ravine News team, and the entire Eblin Media fraternity, we are grateful, and we can only say have a good night. I've been your host, Komen SK. Enjoy the presentation.
It's great to have a friend, and one of the friends that a great friend that we have is Jesus. It's a song that says what a friend we have in Jesus, and There's a song in Kalenjin which says Atinye Chorwet. And you know SK, I'm sure you do. Atinye Chorwet, ne jamango, ne jamaheng iman. Amwaitati cheki aiwangeng akot chema cheko yaun yeta kimnateni yeta ayor sabon guno anitat engboyboyeni amun atyakat yekiami enjogikchu kolenja enchamyet inyala en sikunetiman asi asarumentenge yetakimateni yetanyor sabon guno anitat engboyboyeni amun atyagat yetakinateni yetanyor sabon guno anitat engboyboyeni amun atyagat igimita saruni benyu sibwa tisabenu agaktaim entugutugu akongenale mutagam yetakinateni yeta anyor sabon guno hanitat engboyboyeni amun atyagat. Should join my choir, bwana.
Asante bwana.
Asante.
I'll go try and sharpen my voice.
Yeah.
Asante sana mheshimiwa.
Asante. Barikiwe sana. Thank you very much.
There is no UDA in Tiaty. There is no wheelbarrow in Tiaty. Yeah, we hear about it elsewhere, but it's not in. We don't know about it in Tiaty.
Okay, thank you very much, Bwana SK. When it comes to national politics, let me start from Baringo. Let nobody lie to you kwamba Baringo kuna chama ingine. There is no any other party in Baringo. Baringo will be UDA. And all aspirants, all the aspirants for all positions, if you will not be from UDA, you will never see that seat. I can only say that you can exempt Tiaty. It's good to be honest. You can exempt Tiaty because that's where Kanu has been playing its politics. But
self-reliant. So I have a different approach. I've shared with you the different approach that I have. I want us to deal with issues right from that ground level.
You know, Baringo has made a decision, and I don't think somebody will nervous about the presidency. In fact, when you get these people, they are no longer talking about the president. The real elephant in the house now, not even so much of governorship, but the real elephant is in the MP seats.
Ni wakati wetu wa kupiga siasa kuleta uongozi mzuri Baringo County.